Okay, all of you listen. Hertz observation. Hertz observation. So what he observed actually? Now while working on electromagnetic wave experiments, Hertz in 1887. Okay, Heinrich Hertz in 1887. Okay, he observed something about photoelectric effect. Okay, he observed about what? Photoelectric emission. When light falls on metal, electrons will be emitted. Okay, so this is his observation. Now see what exactly it was. Now in his experimental investigation on the production of electromagnetic waves by means of a spark discharge, he observed that Hertz observed that high voltage sparks are enhanced in a detector loop. In a detector loop, when plate was illuminated by UV light. So when light falls on emitter plate, what happens? The high voltage sparks are enhanced on the detector loop. So this is observation. That means whenever light is falling on a metal surface, something is happening here, right? So what was the conclusion? The conclusion was when light falls on a metal surface, some electrons near the surface absorb enough energy from the incident radiation. Suppose it is a metal. In this metal, okay, electrons are there in a different energy level. So when light falls on the metal, with energy h nu, then this electron will absorb the energy. Yes or no? And overcome the attraction of the positive ions in the material of the surface. Now these electrons will overcome the attraction, whatever it is present in the metal, and it will come out. This is his conclusion. First conclusion was this one. Okay. Now what was the second conclusion? The second conclusion was after gaining sufficient energy from the incident light, the electrons escape from the surface of the metal into the surrounding space. So it will come out of the metal. Electrons will come out of the metal. Okay. So this is what is conclusion. So remember, 1 point observation, 2 point conclusion about Hertz observations. Okay. This one, high voltage sparks across the detector loop are enhanced when the emitter plate. Suppose one previous point. Which one? On the production of electromagnetic. See what happened here. Previously, what we are doing now, when experiment we are doing now, we are keeping like this. You see here. This is one wire is there. Wire. Here one cot is there in this wire. Now what will happen here? Now here, if I'll keep like this and I'll apply the voltages here, there some sparks will come. Some sparks will come here. Yes or no? Why the sparks are coming? Now when electrons are coming, or suppose whatever charge particles are there, okay, so they it wants to jump from, or it wants to go out of this metal, and it wants to go to this surface or surrounding space. So by that time one discharge will happen. Okay, charge discharge. So that is called basically spark discharge, and it was observed in detector loop. Okay, while doing electromagnetic wave experiment, one detector loop was there. In that he observed that high voltage sparks observed. Okay, in the detector loop, one emitter plate was there. What plate? One emitter plate was there. In this emitter plate, when ultraviolet light falls, this is emitter plate suppose. Okay, emitter plate was there. When ultraviolet light falls, okay, that charge, whatever spark I told now, that spark was enhanced. So what he understood here, now whatever light is coming here, UV light or whatever light falling on emitter plate, because of that something is happening. Okay, so actually what is happening? Now from this metal, more electrons are coming out. Due to that, more charge spark is coming. Okay, so that is what is observation. Yes or no? So observation remember, and conclusion also remember. So please everyone write down. Hertz observation and its conclusion. So this is observation initially started by Hertz. If any question comes here in inside the book, it is there. If any question comes about Hertz observation, you write 1 point observation, okay, whatever written here, and a 2 point conclusion you write. Okay, conclusion is very easy. So normal idea is basically electron is coming out. Electron is coming out from the metal surface. That is your idea. Clear or not? So please remember this.